So in Halo 2, there is a hidden area that almost no one on this planet knows about because for some reason the game developers tried to hide it. So, can we get to it? Let's give it a shot. So the area in question is one that is very simple, but for some reason is completely hidden. On the opposite side of this giant glass panel, there is a window ledge. However, when you inspect this from the other side of the window, for whatever reason, the game developers decided to texture over it. Now this little anomaly was first discovered by SRL 12 years ago, and since then, Halo the Master Chief Collection has released. So, when I went to check this out, naturally I changed the graphics to the Halo 2 anniversary. And what I found was, the game developers also slapped a texture over this window in the newest version of the game. Now this is one of two windows that is towards the end of the mission High Charity, but this window is the only one that has a ledge. Now I don't believe anybody's tried to get to this ledge in the MCC version of this game, but the thing about this window ledge is, it's not very large, and getting there is going to be quite the challenge. Mainly because you can't actually see where the window ledge is because of the texture that's covering it. Well, you said last week none of our videos do well, but this one is doing really well. Apparently hyping is the key to videos.
I know.
So you see this right here? In the original graphics, it's just a skin, but there's actually there should be a window over there. Here, hold on. You stand there, and I'm gonna go back through and see exactly where this is. Oh. It's really, like, in the old graphics, this really is a horror game, man. So before even starting this trick and finding a way to get to the window ledge, I first wanted to walk through to the end of the mission where the window is. If I stood on the inside, I could get a reference point for where I need to go because I could see outside the glass panel into the inner sanctum or the shard chamber, whatever you prefer to call it. Now you have to walk through like 15 doors, but eventually you'll get to a rocky section where the window is located.
Do I see you?
Yeah, you're looking right at me. So just look at me in this general direction. And keep that there, see? From his perspective, when I go back over there and I look at this, there is going to be no window. So my plan with going on the back side of this panel is to have my brother line up to where I was inside the inner sanctum. This would enable me to know exactly which direction and where to launch. How many doors, dude? Are you still looking at where I was?
Yeah, you're over there.
So I'm not sure that my brother exactly understood the assignment because when I went back into the inner sanctum, he was looking at me. Now when SRL originally discovered this window ledge in the original game, he was able to do a launching method called sword flying. And how he was able to do this was by lining up a beam rifle at about torso level. He was able to get his reticle to turn red, and then by quickly switching to his sword and switching back while shooting, he was able to fly all the way to the ledge. Now in Halo MCC, sword flying is much more difficult, but because I hadn't done a sword flying trick on this channel yet, I wanted to give it a go with this method first. Now the reason I needed my brother to be lined up in the direction of where I was behind the glass panel was so that I could go left and right trying to find an enemy to turn my reticle red. For whatever reason, even though there's a texture over this glass panel, it still has the same physics as if the texture wasn't there. But after scanning back and forth for what seemed like a long time, I couldn't get my reticle to turn red at all, like not even a single time. If I couldn't get my reticle to turn red, well then I wouldn't be able to successfully do a sword fly. Can't see through the freaking window. I have no idea where they are. Okay, well stop. Look in the same spot again. Just don't look away this time. In order to rule out this method entirely, I went back to the window once again, but this time I tried to lure as many enemies in front of the window as I could. I figured that this would help turn my reticle red. I then went back to my brother and tried to see if I could get this reticle to turn red. And what I found was, no. The answer was no. The problem is, with this room that the window is located in, there's both Flood and Covenant, so Brutes and Flood are just fighting each other non-stop. And really, I'm not sure what the method would be to get them to stand relatively still. I wanted to try to do a sword fly trick, but I can't get the red reticle through this glass.
Reticle?
So with the sword flying method ruled out, I was going to have to try to get creative to get to this ledge. Now I had the streaking skull activated, which allows you to get up to double overshields by just throwing grenades. My plan was to beam rifle overcharge, and then on the cooldown where the line splits between the beam rifle and the ammo, I would spam 2 plasma grenades at once. I was hoping with the boom, feather, and Sputnik skulls, I would be able to get enough distance. However, on my first attempt, I was nowhere close. And for this trick, I didn't have the acrophobia skull enabled, so I was susceptible to fall timer. which means I would somehow have to find a way to go basically perfectly straight from this platform to a window ledge I can't see. Might have to get creative with this one.
Creative? I don't know about that.
Can you give me, if I give you a 3, 2, 1, can you just throw one plasma grenade on this? Like right here.
This? Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Close.
Hey, you died.
We need like a checkpoint or something. So even though we were only about 15 minutes into this trick, we had already eliminated several methods. Sword flying didn't work, throwing 2 grenades at once with 1 player didn't work, throwing 2 grenades with 2 players at the same time didn't get me the distance, and the furthest distance I could get was using a single frag grenade with all the explosion multipliers. However, I still wasn't that close to the ledge. I might have an idea. Okay, my idea is to get an item and see if that'll make it a little bit easier. But also, I feel like maybe we should just play through this mission to see where an actual checkpoint goes and see if we can get a checkpoint to repeat attempts here, but...
A lot of yammering. Let's get to it.
Yes, Alex is right. I have been yammering a lot, but let's get to it. The plan is to take a light box from one of the rooms further in the mission. If we could transport it back to the shard chamber, we could then use this item to launch to this window ledge effectively. Now, in order to repeat attempts, we would still need a checkpoint at some point, but I figured we could figure that out later. Towards the end of the mission, there are these lightweight boxes that aren't normal crates, which means they should be able to launch me far further than, say, a normal weapon crate would. We managed to get it all the way through the doors back into the shard chamber, and now we just needed to set it up into position and then have another player get a checkpoint. The plan was to stand on top of this crate and throw a plasma grenade behind it. If I walked off the crate while the plasma grenade was exploding, well, I could go mostly horizontal towards the window ledge, which I would need to avoid dying to fall timer. Okay, it's deserved. While it took about 5 minutes to set up the crate the first time, it slid off the edge. So we set this up again, and after a couple of close calls, we're able to get it into a position and set up for a launch. Now, all we needed at this point was my brother to proceed through the mission to get a checkpoint.
Me think me go forward in the mission. Listen, dude, is BB dead?
Dude, I think for sure.
I think he is.
Our president is gone. So if once you get to the room with the flood, once you clear that out, you should get a checkpoint.
Well, I killed a bunch of flood.
It'll be closer to the door at the end of the room.
The one where I can look out the rocks? There's like a big room?
Window at me.
Oh, I see the window. Well, I killed everything in the room.
Go towards the end of the room.
Okay. Should I go through the door?
Well, it'll hit me on a loading point. I wonder if we weren't supposed to get that checkpoint earlier. So while we were moving this box earlier, you may have noticed we got a checkpoint. If Alex went forward through the mission, I would be loaded to a load point. So I had exactly one chance to pull this off.
You weren't even close.
Hey, I was decently close for my first attempt.
Listen, dude, I was at the window. Weren't. Sorry to tell you. Boom, boom, boom.
I gotta restart it because we don't have a checkpoint. So while playing the mission earlier, I noticed that there were weapon crates right outside of the shard chamber. Instead of accidentally triggering checkpoints by taking a lighter crate backwards through the mission, I instead wanted to set up this crate to see if I could effectively launch there. With the boom feather and Sputnik skulls, I didn't see this as being a big problem. Yo, come over here. But then I quickly realized that getting one of these crates to the third platform in this chamber, well, we'd have to launch it. You're going to throw it right in the middle, and you're going to try to hit this crate all the way over to that platform. But I got to go get a checkpoint. So just get a plasma out. So luckily, the platform we need to be on is directly opposite of the first one when you enter the shard chamber. In order to activate a checkpoint, you have to clear out all the enemies on the second platform, and then the lift will activate to go to the third and final platform nearest the window. Okay, we are ready for you to get this crate over here. After getting this checkpoint, my brother was going to repeat attempts by throwing a plasma grenade behind this crate and trying to launch it all the way across this chamber. May have missed slightly. To then successfully land on the third platform.
Very delicate. It's either flies a million feet in the air or it flies.
Didn't even
Where'd it
move.
go? Oh, did not move.
So a couple of attempts in, I realized there was a crate directly behind me as I was entering the lift while also getting a checkpoint. So I figured having 2 attempts at this would be better than 1. So every single time I would restart the checkpoint, I would immediately turn around and throw a frag grenade, hoping that it would hit the Covenant space crate and somehow hit something else and bounce and land on the ledge.
Shit. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, 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 oh. Boom. Ooh, ooh, oh, oh, oh. No.
One landed on here, but the other yours went flying.
Oh, 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 oh. Oh.
Come on, I'll get better. Okay. Thank you.
There you go. I just needed the words of encouragement, that's all.
We got this crate all set up, my brother proceeded through the mission, and we got a checkpoint. Now, we just needed to pull it off.
There you go.
Oh, this is poopy doo-doo.
Poopy doo-doo.
This is definitely not where I meant to go. So using this Covenant space crate as a launching tool was not working at all. I was getting either far too high of distances or not really that close to the ledge. Because it took so much time to get this here, instead of just giving up, I decided to use the Covenant space crate as a wall. My plan was to overcharge my beam rifle once again so that I could throw 2 grenades at it at once. And I was hoping this would work because I really didn't have any other ideas. Oh, I just barely missed it. Oh, I just barely fucking missed it, man.
Come on, dude. You need to get it together.
I'm trying, but it's like, it's right there, man. It's a little too high every time, man. Oh, that was really close. I just can't get quite the distance. Like, the combo of grenades that I have just is not working. Like, I keep seeing it, but I can't get to it. Yeah, I'm going to restart this one more time. I think we should just try to double nade us over there. Oh, wait, we just got a checkpoint. So my brother was like 25 feet away from where I was standing when we accidentally got this checkpoint. So he had to walk over to the crate every time, but one sec. Oh! I was on the ledge, I just didn't jump. But we decided to simultaneously throw a frag grenade at the same time, and this actually was promising.
What did you say to me earlier? I need you to do better.
3, 2, 1. 1. Three, 2, 1. No!
Why'd you stop moving?
I was going backwards as I jumped. Three, 2, 1. We probably tried the synchronized grenade setup a combined 25 times, and only once was I able to even jump off the window ledge. So even though I was really close on that attempt, this wasn't replicable. The fact that my brother had to walk over to the crate every time meant that we got just 25 attempts done in over 10 minutes, which is a horrible rate. So I decided to make the painful decision to restart this, although we had spent so much time with the setup, in favor of trying to find a different method. I thought that if I walked around, maybe I could find something that would help me get there. When I was going towards the shard chamber, I realized, wait a minute, there are brutes and brute shots. So what if I used a combination of grenades and this brute shot to get to the window ledge? If I would have thought about this first, it probably would have been my first option. So with this brute shot in tow, I was going to drop the items and try to get there manually.
There, checkpoint.
Not.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, I figured it out. I'm gonna get there manually. Watch this.
Paul White is evil.
Ah! Can't jump.
I can't jump. Listen, dude. I need you to tell me what your favorite concept is.
Come on, no! Yes! Oh! There we
Good
go.
thing. I'm dying.
I made it. You can come over now.
I'm dying. I don't think I can come over. Oh.
Just hold backwards when you come in.
All right.
Wait, there's more of a ledge over here? Well, that would have been nice to know.
See how much.
See, look, you would never, ever know this window There's only
Oh
one
shit!
way.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. It's kind of weird.
Like here you can see clearly, and then you go past the text string, there's the window. You would never know this ledge exists.
And you can't see the window from the side at all. It literally just looks like there's just an invisible wall.
Unless you're... I can see you on the other side of this window, but not through the window. Or this wall thing.
Oh.
Here, come out here and look. I'm standing right here. See how you can see me, but you still can't see through the window? Even though you shouldn't even be able to see me?
Oh, you're in the old graphics.
Yeah.
Go on the new graphics.
Doesn't even look like there's a window.
That's what I'm saying.
Squeaky clean.
Your light
Yeah,
shines
go-
through it. I bet you go on the other side, your light does not shine through it.
Here, go over there and I'll show them. Like the wrong perspective.
Booga booga. You gotta call this video, it's legendary. Haha.
The legendary trick.
Yeah, dude. So funny. Does shine through. No, okay.
Oh, that's weird. The physics don't carry over. So
what?
if I'm not behind the glass, I can't even hit. Watch this. Grenade isn't even there. I can't be on the back side of this glass when this grenade is exploding.
Oh. Interesting.
So it's like a real barrier that's not real.
What? Dude, it's a real barrier that's not real. Shilt showisms.
See, look, I'm throwing it right against this wall and there's nothing exploding.
Crazy, dude. Tell me more.